thank you. Hi, welcome back. Happy Wednesday. Happy September. Happy first day of the magical readathon. It is the first day of September, like I said, so the readathon has officially started. It's actually already 7 p.m. After work today, I had to go to the store and grab a couple things for us to make dinner tonight, and then I've just kind of been chilling out since I got home. I watched some TikToks, talked to Cole for a little while, played with my dog, and now I'm ready to start the vlog, ready to get going. I am actually about to go make dinner because it is 7 o'clock, like I said, so it's basically dinner time, but I thought I would go ahead and start the vlog and show you what I'm going to be reading and what I've already started reading today, and kind of my plan for this first week of the magical readathon. I started listening to the audiobook for Jane Unlimited by Kristen Cashore. This is the book I'm using for the challenge. Oh, the 5-star prediction. I don't have my bullet journal in front of me, so I don't know what the challenge names are, or like what the little checkpoints are, but this is for the 5-star prediction challenge. This is about a girl named Jane who, when her aunt, before her aunt passes away, she makes Jane promise that if she ever gets an invitation to go to this house that this like very wealthy family owns, that she won't turn it down. And at the beginning of the book, she meets up with the daughter of the man who owns this house, who used to be her tutor, and the daughter invites Jane to come to the house for like their spring gala. And so she agrees to go because she promised her aunt that she would always, you know, she would take the invitation if she ever had it. I know I spoke about it before, but this is basically like a couple of short stories that all happen based on different choices that Jane makes once she's at this house, and each of the short stories is a different genre. So there's like a thriller and a mystery, or a thriller mystery, whatever, and then like fantasy and sci-fi and stuff like that. So it's a little bit of everything, and I'm very interested to see how this plays out. This has some very mixed reviews on Goodreads. All the reviews I've seen are either like 5 stars, love it, or they're like 1 or 2 stars and don't love it. I do think I'm going to love this based on the fact that I love Kristen Cashore's writing, and also it just sounds like just weird enough for it to be something that I'll really enjoy. I'm still in like the intro part, so the like choice bit hasn't happened yet, but I'm assuming it probably will soon. So this is the first book I'm reading, and like I said, listening to this one on audio. Now I'm gonna go make dinner because I'm hungry, and Cole and I will probably like watch some TV or something later, and then I will check in a little bit when I have something to update you on as far as my reading goes. Okay, so I'm gonna make some quesadillas with some leftover barbecue that we have, and I'm gonna make some guacamole, I'm gonna make some rice, and it's gonna be really good. And here's a montage of that happening. Excuse how messy my kitchen is, how messy the countertop is, but here are the finished quesadillas, some guacamole, rice. I'm very excited to eat. So I'm gonna go do that now. Hello. It is Monday. I basically haven't vlogged really much the last few days. I also haven't really read much the last few days. It's the 6th, it's Labor Day today, so I was off work. But yeah, I think the last clip was maybe from Thursday, maybe from Thursday. I wasn't really in a good like space this weekend. I mean, it was nice to have like a long weekend. Off work today and all that, and we did do a lot of like stuff that we needed to do. We bought a new bed, which is great, and we got a couple other things done that we needed to get done, and did some shopping and stuff. But yeah, I did read today. I'm reading Jane Unlimited by Kristen Cashore right now, and I am up to page 177. I'm on the like second section, or like I'm about to start section 3, I guess, because there's like the intro section, and then there was like the first story, I guess. I don't really know what's going on in this book, to be honest. It's very confusing. Lots of characters, and it really just throws you in and you don't really know what's going on at all. Lots of art talk, and it's set at this like house that's just like super grand, and the owner of the house collects art, and his kids are friends with the main character Jane. They're all really into art, and Jane makes umbrellas, and she's like kind of an artist, and it's all about art. I mean, I'm guessing there's going to be more to it, but it's just a lot. It's a lot. It's very confusing, and I'm hoping that as I continue to read I will understand more. But that first section that I just read, like the first like actual story that I just read, which was, I'm assuming, supposed to be the heist mystery, I didn't have any context. It was just like I was just thrown in, and I was confused. So I'm interested to see if like it continues to build on each other. I'm gonna keep reading, but I'm not gonna keep reading now because I'm about to go to bed, because it's actually already 11 p.m. and I have to go to work tomorrow, and I've kind of screwed up my sleep schedule all weekend, so I need to like try to go to sleep and actually get a decent amount of sleep to start a new week. I'm gonna try to actually vlog this week, and actually like I'm gonna try to actually do stuff. But yeah, going to bed now, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Hello, happy Tuesday. I am home from work. It is 5:20 in the afternoon, and it's been a very long day. I did a lot of things at work today, and I feel tired. I have a reading update, and then I also have a haul, a one book haul. Today, The Hawthorne Legacy by Jennifer Lynn Barnes came out, and so on my lunch break I went to the bookstore and I bought it because I am so anxiously awaiting, like I've been anxiously awaiting this book, and I'm so excited to continue on with the series, and I'm gonna be reading this next because I definitely want to get to it. But as for the reading, I've made quite a bit of progress in Jane Unlimited by Kristen Cashore. Last night when I went to bed I was on page 177, and now I'm on page 300, so I've made quite a bit of progress in this. I listened to this a lot today because I was doing a lot of things, and I actually had to run a bunch of errands, so I was able to listen in my car, and I was busy, so I was able to get a good chunk of this listened to today. And actually I might finish it tonight. I think I have, let me look at my audiobook. I think I have like 4 hours ish left, 4.5 hours of the audiobook left, and I'm listening to it on a little over 2 times speed, so I should definitely be able to finish this in like 2 hours. And I don't really have anything to do this evening, so I think I'm gonna like play some video games and listen to Jane Unlimited. This book is really good. It definitely took me a minute to get into it. I mean, I talked about it last night, and I was just talking about how confused I was and I didn't know what was going on, and now that I've gotten a little bit more into it, I understand what's going on more, and I really like it. It's very interesting, and I'm super invested in the story. So I'm gonna try to summarize this a little bit better now, and see if I can convince you to pick it up if it sounds like your thing. So I don't want to talk about it too much because I think that the kind of like the magic of the story is kind of figuring it out as you go. But I will say that at the beginning of the book you meet the main character. Her name is Jane, and she is invited to go to this house, this like grand, like opulent house. When she gets there and she meets all these different people that are in the house, she realizes that there's some weird things going on, and there's like a couple of different almost like mysteries that are revealed at the beginning, or like a couple of different things that you don't really know like what each of them is. It's like 5 or 6 different situations, and you don't really know like what the meaning of each of them is. And then basically the rest of the book is split into these 5 different sections following Jane if she had made the decision to pursue that specific thing. So it could be like a mystery, or like meeting a person, or whatever. And so each section is about Jane deciding to go down whatever path, and each of the 5 stories is like a different genre. So the first one was like a heist story, and then there was like a spy mystery thriller type of story, and so on and so forth. And so it just it's very interesting. It's very good. It's very genre bending because the story I'm in now is definitely more of like a fantastical-ish story. There's something definitely weird going on. It doesn't seem to be set completely in reality. So I'm excited to keep going with it. It took me a minute to get into it, really, but once I figured out what was going on, or I figured out the point of the story, then I was a little bit more invested, actually a lot more invested. And the interesting thing is that in each of the sections, some things might be revealed, or something that comes up in a later section or was in a previous section that you kind of get more answers. So you really have to read the whole book to get all the answers to all the questions. I definitely think it's a book that I'm not gonna be able to say I loved it or I hated it until I'm completely done, because I think that each section builds the whole story together in a way that you can't really judge your enjoyment of it until you get to the end. And I usually don't really like books like that, to be honest. I usually don't like to feel like I have to get to the end of a book before I know how I felt about it in general. But this one for some reason is really compelling, and I'm really enjoying it, and I love it. I think I'm gonna give it 5 stars. But you know, I'm in section 3 of 5, and so the last 2.5 sections could definitely make or break the story for me. Anyway, I think I'm gonna try to finish it tonight. Like I said, I'm gonna go play some Switch. I started a new game of Breath of the Wild, started it over, so I'm kind of in that mood right now, but I can definitely audiobook and play at the same time. I'm a little bit hungry, so I might get some dinner, eat some dinner at some point, and I just want to chill out because I had a long day, and I feel like it's going to continue to be a long week, even though it was a short week because we were off work yesterday because of Labor Day. I feel like it's going to be a busy week. I'm back. It is much later. It's about 9 o'clock, and I finished Jane Unlimited. My bookmark is still in there, but I did finish it. Okay, so I did like it. It was weird and different, and definitely you have to read the whole book to understand what's going on. Hang on just a second, let me fix this lighting. Earlier, I was talking about, you know, I was really loving it, and then the latter half of the book, the last couple of stories that I listened to, the last couple of choices that Jane made, really ventured into a more fantastical territory than I anticipated. I really liked the first two decisions, the first 2 stories that were set more in the real world, they're mystery heist kind of stories. I found those very fun and compelling and interesting. The last 3 were a little bit more fantastical, sci-fi, a little different, and I don't know, I feel like I did understand. I do understand everything. You do definitely have to read this book in its entirety to understand the full story. Pretty much all your questions are answered by the end, and it is interesting and fun. But I feel like the latter half of the book definitely veered into a more I guess fantastical is the only word I can think to use. Veered into a more fantastical territory than I was anticipating, and it really kind of took me out of the parts of the story that I was really enjoying, which were kind of grounded in reality, kind of fun mystery stuff. So while you do kind of figure out everything that's going on, and you come to love all these characters, and you understand everybody's point, what the purpose of every character is in the story and what the purpose of the story is in general, I feel like the ending did, the latter part of it did kind of let me down a little bit. So while I earlier was oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna give it 5 stars, it's probably more of a 3.5, 4-star read, I guess. I don't know. I might just sit on it a little bit and then decide. I don't know, maybe if the stories were in there in a different order, maybe if the more fantastical ones were mixed in with the real ones set in the real world, I would have liked it more. But because the more realistic stories were set at the beginning, that's kind of what I was expecting, even though literally on the back right here it says fantasy. I knew something fantastical was going to happen, but it went from one extreme to the other, and I feel like if it had balanced that a little bit more, I probably would have enjoyed it more, I guess. Because I did really like the story. I did really like the character. I think the concept is super cool. I I was taken out of it a little bit by the fact that it went a little bit more like whimsical, fantastical than I was anticipating. Overall, not a new favorite, but I finally finished a book for the month of September, and this was also on my TBR for 2021, my 5-star predictions, and I am glad to mark off another one on that list. So that's exciting. I really do think I'm going to read the Hawthorne Legacy next, but it's 9 o'clock and we are just now about to eat dinner because we just kind of like dicked around all afternoon, all evening, and we're just about to eat and watch probably a little bit of TV, and then I'm going to bed. So I probably won't read any more tonight, but I finished a book, so that's great. So that's my update. I'm gonna go eat and then I'm gonna go to bed. So I probably won't update the vlog anymore tonight, but I will catch up with you guys tomorrow after I've started a new book. Hello, happy Wednesday. It is about 5:40 in the afternoon. I just got home from work and I'm so tired. I had a really long day today and I'm craving pasta. I just want a big bowl of pasta. So I called Cole after work. I said if I went to the store and got all the stuff for him to make goulash, would he please make dinner tonight? And he's gonna make me pasta and I'm so excited. So I'm so hungry. I'm just ready to eat so much food and just like be a vegetable for the rest of the night. I am reading The Hawthorne Legacy by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I started it. I really wasn't gonna read any last night, and then I got in bed and I ended up reading like 20 pages of it last night, but I didn't have a lot of time to read today, like really anytime. So I'm up to page 54 because I did read a little bit on my lunch break. I'm thrown right back into the story and I'm really enjoying it. It's so much fun. There's something about these books that just, I don't know, keep you engaged. They're not like the most groundbreaking mysteries. They're not like the most innovative and unique stories, contemporary mystery, whatever, but they're just a lot of fun. The writing is fun, the characters are so compelling, and I'm just thrown right back into this world with these characters and these mysteries, and I'm very excited to continue on. I haven't really talked too much about what this book is about just because it is a sequel. After I read the Inheritance Games earlier this year, this quickly became like my most anticipated release of the second half of the year. So I just couldn't not read it. You know, I had to read it as soon as it came out, and I'm really enjoying it so far. I think I saw on Goodreads the other day that actually there's going to be a third book, so it's not actually a duology like I originally thought. It's going to be a trilogy, which is very interesting because I was operating this whole time thinking it was just going to be a duology, but it's actually going to be a trilogy, which means that I'm going to finish this and it's going to probably leave off on a cliffhanger and I'm going to have to wait another year to read the third book, but it's all right. I guess it'll be worth it. Anyway, this is fun and I am glad that I'm reading it. And now I'm going to go change out of my work clothes, put some comfy clothes on, and just relax on the couch and read while Cole makes me dinner. And it's just going to be a really relaxing night. It's 10:30 now and I'm getting ready to go to bed. I took a shower and I just took a melatonin a few minutes ago, so I'm probably gonna get sleepy here before too long. But I wanted to do a quick update. I left my book on my nightstand, but I got up to page 169, which is about halfway. I think pretty close to halfway. I don't remember the exact page count of the book, but it's like about the halfway point, and I'm really still really enjoying it. I think the really fun thing about these books, and my experience with Jennifer Lynn Barnes in general in the past, has always been like, if I really think about it hard enough, I could probably figure out like the twists and turns and I could figure out the mystery. But the book is so much fun and it's so like, it keeps you in the moment that I don't even want to try to figure it out. Like I just am along for the ride and I'm really enjoying it. Something that also really helps is that this book has super short chapters. Like every chapter is a page or two, so it feels like you're getting through it quickly, which I love. I love to feel like I'm getting through books quickly. Like I like to feel like I'm keeping up with the story and things are happening. I'm just very present with the story. I'm really enjoying it. I can't wait to figure out how it's all going to end. There's so many mysteries going on right now, like so many new things being introduced and characters and storylines that I'm so just excited to see how it's all going to come together as the story goes on. I just wanted to give you a quick little update to let you know that I'm loving this book and I will probably finish it tomorrow. I would honestly stay up and read more right now, except for my eyes are hurting because I am tired and my contacts are drying out and it's time for me to go to sleep. But I will definitely be finishing this book at some point, probably tomorrow, and I love it. And if you haven't read the Inheritance Games yet, what are you doing? It's so great. Like, seriously, go read it. It's so much fun. Hello, happy Thursday. Coming at you in the same spot as my last clip because the camera's still set up from last night. And I have so much to talk to you about. Today, I got almost to the end of the Hawthorne Legacy. I am on page 269, so I've read 100 pages today. And I am definitely gonna finish this tonight, probably. I think I have like 70 pages left, so that shouldn't be a problem. I should be able to finish that at some point. But I also started an audiobook because I was doing some busy work things and I decided I needed an audiobook to listen to. So I started Isn't It Romantic by Alyssa K. Adams. This is the 4th book in the Bromance Book Club series, and it follows Vlad, aka the Russian, who has been a side character in the first 3 books, and is someone that I've been very interested in knowing more about, especially as his character kind of became more prominent in books 2 and 3. I've just been very interested in his story. So this is about him and his wife, Elena, who really, they only married each other kind of out of convenience so that she could come to America to go to school. Their marriage is basically in name only, but Vlad, of course, has feelings for her. She is his childhood best friend, and he's always had feelings for her, and so it's all about their romance, and it's really good so far. I'm about 50% in, and to be honest, it's a very slow burn. They haven't even kissed yet, and I'm just waiting for that to happen. It's really good, and I'm enjoying it, and I'm gonna keep listening to that. So my goal is to actually finish both of those things tonight. I'm gonna finish the Hawthorne Legacy, the last 70 pages, and then the last 50% of Isn't It Romantic? And I'm not really doing anything at the moment, so I'm gonna just go lay probably on the couch and listen to the audiobook and probably play some video games, and it's gonna be a good time. So that's what's going on now. I think at the end of tonight, I'm going to end the vlog. Like, today is gonna be the last day of this vlog because it's been, well, 9 days since the first of the month. And I think I'll do like a little weekend vlog because we don't really have much going on this weekend, so I'm gonna try to read as much as possible. I kind of have like maybe a little idea for the weekend to read as much as I possibly can. So that's my plan for like ending this vlog, starting a new one, and then we'll kind of be back on track to do like weekly vlogs for the rest of the readathon. I'm feeling good today. I am in a good mood, and I just ate a piece of cheese, so I'm like energized. I'm ready to go play some video games, listen to this audiobook, and just have a great night. I'm sitting at my desk, but I switched up the angle to make it look different. I'm also eating a salad, and I'm going to talk to you because I'm about to go to bed, and we're going to multitask. This was some salad from our dinner a couple nights ago, and I just took it out of my fridge to put it in a bowl, you know. And some of the pieces of celery had ice on them, because I guess my fridge is really cold right now. That's not what you're here for. You don't give a shit about my celery. Let's talk about books. I finished Isn't It Romantic? The 4th book, Bromance Book Club. I started it today and I finished it today. I really loved the progression of the relationship between Vlad and Elena. When I read the Bromance Book Club, the 1st book in the series, I really enjoyed the fact that it was about an already established couple who had, you know, a relationship and were trying to like get back to what they wanted, like trying to get back to a good place. And this is kind of that as well. Jeez. Vlad and Elena married each other kind of out of convenience so that Elena could move to America and go to college, but they have an established friendship already. They're childhood best friends, and Vlad has loved her for as long as he can remember. And Elena loves him too. She just has a harder time admitting it because she had a distant father. I guess they're both afraid they don't deserve each other, and it's just, I don't know, like they have an established friendship, but then moving into like a more romantic territory is what I really enjoyed about this book. Also, something I will never say, like this is probably the only time. This book is a very rare instance where I actually enjoyed the way that miscommunication was used to establish or to further the relationship between the hero and heroine, because they both feel like they don't deserve each other and they don't deserve happiness, and they're both keeping secrets from each other. And once they finally like break down those walls and actually communicate everything to each other, which just everything progressed so beautifully, and I really enjoyed how their relationship, I don't know, I enjoyed how it progressed. There is like a mystery aspect to this story as well, because Elena is a journalist. She's going to school for journalism and she's investigating a thing. And I didn't really necessarily care so much about that stuff. I enjoyed how that particular plot was used to help Elena realize her actual feelings for Vlad. But there was like a reveal that was fairly obvious and shouldn't at all have been surprising, and wasn't to me. It wasn't surprising to me. So if you read the book, or if like you haven't read the book but you are planning to or whatever, there is a mystery aspect to it, a small one, and it's pretty obvious. And I really think the book could have done without that, to be honest. Like, I don't think it really added anything to the story except for like some action and a little bit of like suspense or whatever. But overall, I really liked it. I'd probably give it like 3.5, 4 stars. I really liked the first one in the series. I thought the second one was only okay. I really liked the third one, and then I really like this one. I would say like it's a really great romance series. Nothing like groundbreaking or super like special or anything, but it's good, entertaining, and I really enjoy the audiobooks. And I don't know, I think that there's a couple of characters introduced in this one that could be the subjects of like a future like 5th installment. So not that I haven't seen anything about like the series continuing or anything like that, but I could see where the author could write a 5th book. So, and if that happens, I would definitely read it. Anyway, that is my review of Isn't It Romantic? While I Eat My Salad. I have not finished the Hawthorne Legacy yet. And it is already 10 o'clock, almost 10 o'clock, 10:05 actually. So almost, it's after 10. And I am probably gonna finish it tonight. I'm probably gonna lay in bed and read. I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna finish that probably tonight or like first thing in the morning. So I'm still gonna do like a little weekend vlog, but I'm not gonna vlog anymore tonight because after I finish eating, I'm gonna go get in bed. That's my update. Hope you guys all had a great Thursday. And I'll finish this vlog up tomorrow. All right, it's later. I wasn't going to update the vlog anymore tonight because I figured I was gonna go to bed, but I ended up staying up a little bit longer and finishing the Hawthorne Legacy by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. And so I thought, I'm just gonna come in here, I'm gonna finish off this vlog before I go to bed, and then we'll be good to go. So yeah, I finished the last like 70, 80 pages of this, and I really liked it. I think I like the first book better, but this one is really good too. Super action-packed, lots of twists and turns, lots of mysteries, and I am really excited to read a third book in this series. In this book, we definitely get to know the characters, not just the main character, Avery, but the brothers and some of the side characters. There's still like lots to learn, I think, about the intricacies of all these different relationships and kind of what everything means. The first book left off on a cliffhanger, so I was super compelled to pick up book 2, obviously, and I am super excited to pick up book 3 when it comes out next year. But this one doesn't leave off on quite as big of a cliffhanger. In fact, it doesn't really leave off on a cliffhanger at all. I think that maybe the author initially intended for it to only be a duology and then decided to add a third book. I think that there are still some like open questions that could be expounded on in a third book. I think that there's definitely room for more mystery, more reveals, stuff like that for a third book. So I don't think it's going to feel tacked on, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like, it definitely feels like this was supposed to be the end of the series, like the end of the duology, but I think there's enough room there for a third book to be completely plausible and not feel just like an extra book tacked on to the end. So I'm very excited for that to come out. Not going to be coming out probably for another year, so I will just anxiously await that for whenever it happens. But this was really good. I'm really glad that I read it, and yeah, I liked it. If you haven't read the Inheritance games, I would highly recommend doing so. So that ends the first week and a couple days of reading for the Magical Readathon. It started off really slow. I didn't read really anything for the first like 5 days, and then in these last couple days I finished 3 books, which is amazing. So I'm gonna quickly just kind of wrap up everything that we read in this vlog and what challenges everything is for, and then I'm gonna go to bed, and you can find out what I'm gonna read next in my weekend reading vlog that I will be posting next week at some point, obviously. So the first book that I finished for the Magical Readathon, the first book I finished in this vlog was Jane Unlimited by Kristen Cashore. I've already talked at length in this video about it, so I'm not going to go into any more detail, but this was for the challenge of the Tower of Rumination, which was to read a 5-star prediction. This didn't end up being a 5-star read for me, unfortunately, but I did predict that it would be, so it's going for that challenge. I did like it. It didn't live up to my expectations quite as much as I was hoping it would, but I did enjoy it. Would recommend it. And then I finished Isn't It Romantic by Lyssa Kay Adams, which I talked about earlier, like earlier tonight, but just a few minutes ago in this video. And I think I'm actually going to end up using this book for the challenge, one of the heritage prompts, which the human prompt, which was to read a contemporary or a nonfiction book. And then the Hawthorne Legacy, which I just finished, was originally going to be for the urban background, a book set in a city or town, but I actually think I'm going to use this one for the province challenge of Carador, which is to read a book from an ongoing series. At the time that I made my TBR, I didn't realize that this was going to be there was going to be a 3rd book, so I didn't know that the series was ongoing. But now that I know that, this is the perfect book to stick into that slot. So I think I'm going to use this one for Carador, and that has like at least one option for a province for me for my character building or whatever for the future. So that is the first week and some days of the Magical Readathon down. I hope it's going well for you. Like I said a few minutes ago, I definitely got off to a bit of a rocky start for the readathon, but I feel like I'm in my mojo now, so I'm really excited to keep going. I have no idea what book I'm going to start next, but you can definitely watch my next vlog to find out what I ended up choosing, and hopefully the rest of the month just continues to be really great. I'm so overdue for a great reading month, and I feel good about it so far, so hopefully things will continue to move in the right direction. Let me know down in the comments if you've read any of the books that I mentioned in this video and what you thought about them. Do you have similar or different opinions to mine? I would really love to know. I would also love to know how your Magical Readathon is going if you're participating. How many books have you read? How many challenges have you completed? I'd love to know all the things. And if you're not participating in the Magical Readathon and you watch this vlog anyway, I'd love to know how your September reading is going, or what you're currently reading. Let me know that down in the comments. I'd really love to know. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you again very soon. Bye!